Hi, I wanted to take a few minutes and share with you 12 different ways, 12 plus ways to save on medications. You know, I've been doing health insurance for individuals at any age for about a decade now. And one of the things that's probably the worst question I have to ask, at least the answer that I get is, what medications are you currently taking? And it's not that it's a matter of privacy or anything. It's just a matter of the answer that I get. And usually the answer is, when you say, what medication am I taking, or you mean what am I taking or what am I supposed to be taking? And I'm like, there's not really a difference, is there? But yeah, there is. Because most people get put in a position where they can't even afford some of the medications, so they have to choose between paying for their medications or doing something else. So that's the reason I wanted to put out this video with different ways to save money on prescriptions. So I'm going to walk you through my 12 plus ways to save money on medications. And this works with or without insurance. You know, I'm going to start at the doctor's office. So when you're at the doctor, you know, the first question, obvious question that you can ask is for a generic equivalent. Doctors are really not, they're not compensated by drug manufacturers or anything, so they're not benefited either way. So, but some medications don't perform as well as a generic, so you want to make sure that's okay. The other thing, and this seems kind of weird, but when you buy a health plan, there's a formulary, and a formulary is simply a list of medications. So call your insurance company, get a list of those medications, and take them into your doctor. You know, so the way that medications are broken down, the doctor can actually look at the type of medication he wants to prescribe and possibly pick something that's a little bit less expensive or falls into a different tier, one that's going to save you more money. Some people don't realize that when you get into the higher tiered medications, not only are they higher priced, but they have a separate deductible, which means you have to come out of pocket with $300 or $400 before they ever even start to think about covering the medication. The next thing to do is I would ask for samples. Most doctors' offices have samples of just about every medication they prescribe. And there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, can I have a freebie? Do you have any that you can give me? Some doctors come off with them all the time. Some doctors don't even allow them in their office. So it's just going to be based on their policy. And the next question is kind of prepare us as we go down the road, but ask for that prescription, if possible, to be written for 90 days. If you've got a better price for 90-day medications. Once we get to the pharmacy, that's going to be a way that the pharmacist can save you money. So now we've left the doctor and we're on our way to the pharmacy. The first thing I'd do is pull over. Don't be doing this stuff while you're driving. But I would look up the medication on an app called GoodRx, Goodrx. Okay, what that does, once you put your medication, that's going to tell you the cheapest location to buy the medication. I'll give you a perfect example. My wife and I both ended up getting prescribed Tamiflu, a flu medication. My wife was really sick. She went ahead and got it. It was $115, and that's with insurance. So I pulled into the same pharmacy, and while I was in the parking lot of the pharmacy, I just went ahead and typed in Tamiflu, and it was $68. So when I went in and asked for my Tamiflu, they ran it through my insurance and it said it was going to be the $113 or whatever it was. And I said, but on this app, it says that medication is going to be $68. They sold it to me for $68. The next thing is discount cards. In the breakout that I'm going to do of this, I'm going to go ahead and type out a version so you have one. You don't have to like refer back to this video. That's darn near impossible. We'll put a link for a pretty good one in there. But have them check the price on the discount card. Oftentimes you can check the price too before you go. And make sure that the pharmacy, finally, that is preferred. Okay, now I know that sounds weird, but sometimes some medical plans have CVS as preferred and Walgreens is not. Or Walmart is preferred and Rite Aid is not. So make sure you go to the preferred pharmacy because you're going to get the best price. Okay, so now we've checked everything out. We've got what we think is a good deal, so we're headed out to the pharmacy. When I get there, I want to check their $4 medication list. And some of them have $3, some of them have $5, but they've all got a discounted list of medications. Some even have medications that they give away for free. You want to check those medications to see if it's one of the ones that you're going to be getting, because when that pharmacist goes to fill that medication, they're going to default to the price that your insurance company says to pay. And it's not fair. It seems kind of evil. I'll give you an example. Another example of this is my mom had a medication that was $39 a month. And granted, that's not a lot. But as I was there picking up the medication, I saw on the $4 list that med was on there. And I asked him, I said, why in the world do that? Well, that's what the insurance says. So I'm like, well, that's not what we say. We say charge us the $4, which they did. They changed it to the $4. They're not trying to take advantage of people. It's just they have people coming at them in so many different directions. You know, the next thing to do is consult with the pharmacist and ask if there's a cheaper alternative. Doctors do their very, very best to prescribe the right kind of medication, but they don't know everything that's available on the market. And maybe they've used the same drug to treat the same condition for different people for a long time, and there's a new medication out there that might be a little less expensive. Or maybe there is a generic that he or she didn't know about. Another way, and I had this told to me by a pharmacy, is ask if you can buy a larger dose and cut it in half. Oftentimes, let's say like a 10 milligram of a pill, and you're supposed to be taking 5, the price for 30 5s and 30 10 milligram pills is exactly the same. So if you buy 30 10 milligram pills and you cut them in half, you've literally got them for half the price. So that's actually an idea from a pharmacist. Again, check for another medication like the generic equivalent. And this next one kind of goes both ways. Ask if there's an over-the-counter equivalent or vice versa. So maybe there's a med that's sold right through the pharmacy. It doesn't have to have a prescription that you can just go buy off the shelf, but it's going to be a little bit cheaper. It also works the other way. For instance, I take Zyrtec. Singulair. Singulair is way more expensive to buy off the shelf than it is to buy the generic prescription version. So you can check that both ways. So those are some great ways at the pharmacy to save on medications. And finally, once you get back home, if the meds still don't seem to be where they're going to fall in the affordable phase, contact the manufacturer. Look the manufacturer up online, call them up. A lot of times they're going to have copay assistance. They may even provide you the medication for free or refund your money. There's also out there what are called patient advocacy / assistance programs, PAPs. You can contact those. We're going to include one of them in this white paper that we're going to make available to you, that you can basically join, and they will look and try to get your medications for you for free. They basically do the manufacturing assistance check on your behalf, and do their very best job to find the cheapest version of the medication. And finally, if you're a person that's a senior, I would contact Social Security. And here's how you tell Social Security, I need to see if I can get extra help paying for my medications. It's exactly how you say it, extra help paying for my medications. Based on your income, they'll run some criteria and see if they can do just that. It's possible, if you're a senior, that they even help with your Part B premiums. So it's real important to kind of run through this list and see where you're supposed to be with your medications. And hopefully one of these ideas or a lot of these ideas will save you some money. I realize listening to me talk for the last 7.5 minutes has not been very entertaining, talking about medications, but we felt it was information that we needed to share with people, because I've literally heard every situation work, and I've heard people say that now they can afford medications that they couldn't afford before. What I'm going to encourage you to do is, again, like I said, this is a lot of information. I've included it in a white paper. If you'll just simply enter your email address below, they'll instantly send you the white paper. And then from there, we're not going to use your email address to like blow you up with emails or anything. But if we find anything else that might be of value to you, we might drop that email to you and let you take a look at that. Not going to try to sell you anything or anything like that. This is all about providing you value. And that value is going to come in the form of education. So again, thanks for your time. I hope you find the asset included useful. And if you do, go ahead and share this email or share that asset with some of your friends. Thanks, and I hope you have a great day.